Делай ставки на GGBet. Лучшие кибердисциплины. Пополняй популярными платежными методами. Крутые мини-игры. Круглосуточная поддержка по любым обращениям игроков. Регистрируйся уже сейчас. GGBet. Лучшие ставки на киберспорт.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, where's the middle? Middle's here. And welcome to the StarSeries qualifiers. We're going into our Group B lower bracket game, which is, of course, elimination. It is going to be between 3D Max and Nemiga. And we saw both those teams actually play yesterday. Of course, yesterday I was actually in my bedroom streaming. A little bit more chill. I am still alone, though, unfortunately. And actually, the room's a bit bigger, so I'm hoping we can get me off the camera as soon as possible so I don't just have to, like, deadpan stare straight down. So can we get schedule maybe? Schedule for today? I know we got Tempo Storm coming up a little bit later on. And actually, we're going straight in. We're straight in. We don't even need schedules. That's not what we're here for. It is going to be 3D Max, as said, facing off against Nemiga. It is going to be the first map on Train, which is actually the choice of Nemiga. Then we'll head off to Inferno. And then actually, we're going to end on Dust 2 once again, which was exactly the same as we saw yesterday. I say end. It only ended because 3D Max actually got absolutely destroyed. So we'll see. Hopefully they're going to step up a little bit better today. I think Tempo Storm definitely showed that they are here to fight in this tournament and definitely going to be my favorites for taking this group. But we will just have to wait and see on that one. And, well, looking like we are going to be going into the pistol round fairly shortly. I'm not sure how... Okay, this is still got a delay on it by the looks of things in terms of how I'm going to be able to read what everybody's saying. But oh well, I'll try and look at some of that a little bit later on, see if there's anything anybody wants to ask, like questions as such. That is all good. If you have anything you want to add in, like information about either of the teams. I know a bit about like 3D Max. I've seen so I think it was Jax was actually in the academy of Envious, and he's pretty decent. David P's been around the sort of French scene for a while, and I think Macro actually stood in at one point for Envy, and we've got some lovely round start time music. Is obviously my favorite that sort of, you know, really brings the game forward. But yeah, we're into our pistol round. We've got the T's looking to push early on towards that B site. Hitmouse already going to be finding himself the opener. Jax is down and out, and well, the T's looking a little bit disjointed at the moment. They look for that early face, but it really didn't work out. 3 players from the CT side will be sat over onto that B site, and yeah, it's just a real slowdown. And more importantly, we've seen the aggression coming out from Robo, who's going to go all the way through. Spot that there's nobody over towards A, at least for now. It does seem like 3D Max may actually opt to fan out a little bit, though, and not just dedicate themselves straight over towards this B site. Taking a lot of control, but the fact is that push is so valuable. Robo's just found out everything. They're just going to stack over towards B. This round pretty much should be over just based off that. It would have to be something heroic from 3D Max if they were going to be able to take this one over the line, as it is. It's literally just a stack. He's found absolutely everything. Even Spot's lucky, a freebie kill for him, and everybody else is just going to be waiting on the site. MDS shuts down 2, and this has just been scripted by Nemiga. Every single player surviving. Not even much damage done by 3D Max, and that is one hell of a start. Why is Tom all alone? That's just how it is. No, they're just paying me double. It's not that they're too poor to have. I'm just getting paid lots because, you know, I'm just that good. But yeah, second round. CZ's galore. Deagle in for David P as well. Not much in terms of utility, though, so I imagine this is going to have to be a faster play. They can't really afford to just play down the clock and try and execute. And while they've already met MDS, who's just walked straight through that IV position, a couple of kills do come back for the T's, but Jax is left all alone. And MDS is starting to pad his stats a little bit here, making some moolah with that MP9. Definitely not the best gun at range, but he has support, and well, it looks like Nemiga should be able to take this over the line, but he's actually doing a decent amount of damage. It finally takes Robo to just put him down before this gets out of control, and well, the second round is eventually won out, and MDS is not going to be worrying too much. He's made so much cash early on. Well, this one, just straight up Glock round. Nothing from 3D Max. I would be very surprised if they don't just rush B. That's the normal sort of cause here is, okay, we don't have anything, just try and get down that ramp, get a bomb down. They're actually going to look to do something a little bit different. Maybe wait this time because MDS did just go barreling down that Ivy position in the previous round. But after losing his MP9 and having a rifle, I don't expect to see that repeated. And while that nade is going to do filthy damage, David P, 33 HP. Again, I don't really expect anything from them in this round, especially because even if they now go back to that sort of B strategy, they've lost not only the surprise factor, but also just the map control. Roman is so well placed that realistically, the chances of them getting past him are slim, and they've also got Robo just a little bit further down, ready and waiting. So this should just be a mow down. If they get a bomb plant here, that's a win, or even just dropping one of those rifles is something in this round, and Robo, that's all the information you need. Actually does get dinked up straight away, but, well, in the end, doesn't matter. It is going to be a flawless round from Nemiga. They start to build up economy early on. Hey, Jaffa, how's it going? And, yeah. No, fairly simplistic, and they've got a decent amount of cash here. They can just go for a bonus round. They've still got a few rifles, and the fact is that Hitmouse should be able to pick up an AWP into the next round if necessary. And yeah, this is pretty much just flawless stead. Very professional producers here at StarLadder. Just thought I'd add that in. There was no relation whatsoever. Not someone knocking on the window, try and put me off. Fast. Well, Lucky throws a nade and Fast goes down. It really is just looking like their names are their nature, as David P manages to pick up a second already. And, well, they do still have MDS, who has been popping off so far. Bomb actually going to go rotating because they've already taken over the B site. David P down the ramp. Rotation will come in from MDS, but I think it may be too little too late. They're going to have to try and catch someone off before this bomb goes down, and, well, instead, Lucky, well placed. It make things very difficult indeed. Hitmouse almost gets taken down through the smoke, but manages to dodge the bullets. Actually, they still have to be a little bit wary, because MDS is looking to be a bit sneaky here, but he knows that there's players just running around, and Maka is going to put him down. That glass cannon AWP finally put to the test. And 3D Max are going to be onto the board early on. But as said, bit of a bonus. No real problem for the CT side to purchase back up. Much better buy than what we saw in the previous round. I imagine Robo's going to drop that up, unless they've actually gone for 2, which they could afford. So I wonder if they've gone for a very early double up setup. Yeah, it won't be expected this soon from 3D Max. Maka is definitely going to have his work cut out. But this is, in turn, the reset for either side. Tease will at least take some early Ivy control. And actually, we've seen the aggression of Roman. It's quite surprising that they've got 2 AWPs, but neither of them's playing aggressive. It's fairly passive on either side, back towards the site. We're seeing Hitmouse actually go for a little bit of a push, but nothing too major just yet. The T's, well, much more default this round. Expecting any aggression. No one over towards B. Or at least far over towards B, which is interesting, because, well, if Roman even pushes a little bit more, he'll still know that they can just keep this 4-man stack. Fast also will have the rotation available to him from the pop dog spot, so shouldn't be much of a problem for them just yet. 45 seconds coming up on the clock, and actually 3D Max have gained very little. They're still just sat in their default. I imagine this is going to be an A hit now, but the fact is, they still have very little information about where the CT side are, but there's that little boost. It's actually going to be the AWP hitting the shot as well. Maka on the bottom. They are going to push towards Hitmouse. He needs to find something here, and instead Jinx removes his head, leaves 25 seconds left as they're losing players left, right, and center. Robo will return onto 1, but Roman, well, he was that solo B player, the aggressor, and now he's all that's left. Had a chance to catch the bomb, but I believe David P would be there for any sort of trade if necessary, and I think he may be absolutely screwed here. That's another round on the board for 3D Max, 3-2. Now, well, that was that heavy investment. The double AWP setup coming in very early on for Nemiga, and now they take the brunt of it. No cash in the bank. They'll have to save this one. In the next round, they're still not going to be able to afford an AWP, unless, of course, they get a kill. Or two. And even then, it will still only be glass cannon. Singular flashbang, so we may see something a little bit different, a little bit more interesting. I always like to see something invested, at least when it comes to utility. And they are just going to straight up stack this A side. But lucky, well, he's got that MAC-10, the Shredder. The gun that can make you so much cash in these sort of rounds. CTs, really all they need to do is take down a couple of players, and I say this is a fairly successful eco round. Already managed the first, and there's a few low, but ultimately not going to happen. 3-3. Nemiga now back in with a buy, but it's looking like 3D Max may be the one off to the flying start. Here we go. Not a great set of utility for Nemiga. Only one kit and only a single incendiary as well. Gonna try and send a bit of a nuke over towards that A main spot, and while both players left completely blind, David P is the one to find that opening pick, and actually he's managed to sneak out into the open. A second foul from him already, getting very far into the site. He's caused havoc, and the fact is, now the rotation comes off of that B site, and the Ts are gonna look to pounce. However, it seems like the CT side may have their read just in time. It may not matter though. Jax already finding the opener. Roman trying to sneak past, but he's been spotted as well as the Frenchman takes a second victim in MDS. He has no choice but to scurry away. Just has to try and fall into the background. Not really much else to even save either. Well, if he could find a kit, but it's not really worth hunting for that. Well, by the looks of things, 3D Max on the T side looking pretty strong indeed. Now, I will bear in mind that this is the map choice of Nemiga, so they definitely going to kick things off soon. 3D Max moving on to Inferno as the second map. If they had a victory there, I would actually be pretty worried for them. We saw them yesterday, I think at least in the first map, when they were playing versus Tempo Storm, I think they actually looked like the stronger team. Now, they did lose, and I think the reason for that is just individually, we saw some standout performances. I think it was both Fox and Happy ended up with plus 30 kills, and Happy in regulation as well, so definitely in good form there. We'll see if that's enough versus Fours, who, well, in all honesty, I think it should be. 3D Max were one of the teams I sort of expected to get out of this group. Obviously, two teams from each group going through to the next stage, then the first and second of each group face off against each other, or of a different group, I suppose. And then we add in 4 more teams to just make things a little bit more tricky. It's definitely a long route from your first game all the way through, and well, that rifle is taking a very short route to the ground as already we lose one. Although Fast has actually managed to retrieve an AK-47, so still an opportunity for damage. I wouldn't say much of one. Still expecting Teeth to walk away with this, but Robo hits a nice shot as well. And now that AK starts to become a little bit more interesting. Hitmouse, he's just got to be the bait here. Try and catch them off guard, but Jinx will put things down. Still, 3 kills for what was a fairly minute investment, excluding the save rifle. Not bad, and well, already straight in with that double AWP setup once again. Didn't work last time. And actually, the Hitmouse, someone who definitely needs to step up for this team. 1 and 6. Roman not doing too much better, but we've seen him go for the sort of more aggressive plays over towards the B side. A lot of the time he ends up as the last man left alive. Either way, we do now have a buy in for the CTs. I don't think Mac has been truly tested versus an AWP so far, but Hitmouse is going to go peeking. Further aggression from him, spots his opponent, but doesn't want to risk the repick. It seems like his teammate does. MDS still looking for the aggro. He's been fairly successful so far in the early game, but in the previous round got absolutely ruined. Well, 3D Max in these sort of defaults have been able to catch some openers. I think David P has been the main culprit of that. Some very aggressive plays from him in the last round, in fact, just running straight through smokes to find a couple of openers. Actually, if we look, once again, it's that sort of catalyst play. Everything onto Roman here at the back of the site. He needs to at least get one. Because retakes on this, well, they used to be so common. They pretty much used to be almost every single time a retake would come in on the B side. But the dynamic of this map definitely changed. We saw much more aggressive plays to take over that connector. And, well, at the moment, everything's just coming up trumps for 3D Max. Hitmouse can't even hit anything, let alone his mouse button. That round is done. All they can really do is hope to save, and the worst thing about it is David P still in the back lines. They're going to lose every single player, not anything saved, not even a player taken down by Nemiga, and rightly so. We're going to see a pause. 6 rounds in a row for 3D Max, as we're yet to see Nemiga really turn up since the pistol round. Yeah, Fox did play, definitely did play well yesterday. I agree. He was 30 plus, and then when it came to Dust 2, it was hard to spot a player on Temper Storm that wasn't playing well. Like, RPK was very quiet in the first game, but when it came to Dust 2, he was playing well. It was just a ruining. And I think maybe you can put that down a little bit to 3D Max being demoralized. Like, when you sort of play such a long game, it goes to overtime, you bring it back. I think they were 8-2 down, then they were 12-6 down. They bring it all the way back to 15-15, and then they lose. It's just one of those things where you just come in tilted, and then they go into their map choice of Dust 2, and they got destroyed, like absolutely destroyed. I think it was, what, 16-3 or something? Like, it was not even close. So, yeah, definitely want to see a better 3D Max today, and I think already in this one we have, and they've definitely shown that they can face off in these sort of matches, of course. Even if they win this one, they'll still have to play the decider versus either Fours or Tempo Storm again. Or same could be said for Nemiga. Either they'll get a repeat or have to face off against Tempo Storm if Fours can take them down. I don't think that's out of the question. Like, we've definitely seen some questionable results from Tempo Storm. I'm not sold on this roster yet. Of course, first official game yesterday with Happy and RPK, and they won it. At the same time, I don't think 3D Max is where they're going to be drawing the line of the teams they want to be beating. I think they're going to have have much higher expectations. So the fact that it wasn't easy, at least on the first map, is something that they're definitely going to want to improve on. Roman here has managed to kick things off. It's a full CZ train for the CT side, which normally means a victory, which I hate to say, and almost the second one already. Robo will actually find that, but trades coming in. Maka, well, eventually he'll go down. A lot of bullets to finish him off, but now the AWP's been retrieved, and things are getting a bit dicey. The worst thing is, as well, they've got to go back and retrieve the bomb, which is still left towards the back of spawn. And this is just the thing about Counter-Strike at the moment. This is just the proof of how successful the nerf was on that CZ. The fact that we're now into, well, what was a 1 versus 3, now a 1v2. Jax needs 4 kills just to stop what was a pistol buy. He doesn't have much time either. That's the biggest problem. I think he is going to be heard, as there's a man in Pop Dog, which will give him all the information, but he should have enough time to get the bomb down, and some nice movement will actually give him a bit of a safer spot. However, in the end, it won't matter unless he can get this kill, which he does, but unfortunately, just after the time. But that's not the best scenario. The one saving grace for Nemiga is that they were already saving money. So they're still going to have a comfortable buy going into this round. It's almost as if they lost the round, but they get an extra point on the scoreboard. So that really isn't a bad position for them at all. In terms of the T side, okay, they only have 1 man surviving and they lose a round, but now they have the chance to actually reset the economy a little bit earlier than expected. And the CT side, this is all their money. This is all their eggs in one basket. They've got to bounce back here. David P, again, like, these openers are just working for the T side at the moment. Any aggression that seems to come in, or even, not even just aggression, any fights that come in early on for Nemiga, they're getting destroyed. Definitely expected a little bit better from them so far. That's the one thing you can normally rely on the CIS scene, is at least individual fights. They're normally pretty good, but at the moment, they're just getting outclassed by 3D Max. In the last round, granted, the CZs brought them home, but in this round, it's looking like it could be flawless again. Roman, the only one left. Bomb's going to be planted. I don't think there's any doubt which way the round is going. And well, the T's, no surprise, they're going to go hunting. Oh, there's no way. I don't know how he's got away with that one, Roman. That should have been the easiest kill of his life. The guy's on a ladder. His aim is all around the place, and you're waiting for him. But hey, doesn't seem to work. CT side now going to go for the tried and tested, the pistols. Bear in mind, they've literally, so they won the pistol, they won the follow-up rounds, and then they won a round with CZs. They haven't actually won a gun round, like a proper gun round versus rifles. Every single rifle round has gone the way of 3D Max, which is a very, very scary prospect. Lucky. He's already going to find one again. The CZs ring true as MDS manages a double down. Jinx. Already going to find another. While Roman and Robo, the two R's, all that are left. The T's are really slowing down here. They don't want to risk any more players. They've had a few costly rounds. This one is one that will pretty much send 3D Max economy packing once more. So they're just going to make sure that they play it safe, play it patient. There's no utility for Nemiga to slow them down at all. It's just going to be raw individual skill that can drag them over the line. Unfortunately for Roman, he doesn't quite hit the timing. Now Robo is all that's left. Need a little bit of luck here, and well, he's been spotted. Jax with another double. He's been playing pretty well so far. 8-4 already. The half goes the way of the T side. And yeah, Nemiga can't actually invest into this one, so it is just going to have to be another eco for them. Not really anything available in this round. So yeah, 3D Max already winning the half on the T side of Train, their opponent's map choice, and I'm not holding my breath on this one for Nemiga, especially with Inferno coming up, a much more tactically based map where that's actually where I think 3D Max have their real strong suits. Normally I look at this team and think, oh yeah, they're just going to individually blow away a team. I think that's actually where they had their problems yesterday. But in all honesty, in this match, they've just looked like the better team all around. CT side, they've gone for the stack on B, which actually is the right call. Jinx is already going to kick things off with an HE, and the push is coming in, but well, Jax puts them to bed, leaving this stack as just two lowly players on the site. And a little bit of stat padding along the way for 3D Max. So they get another flawless round. I'd actually like to know the count of how many they've had, because it is just getting a little bit silly, the fact that they just keep getting all of their players. And well, I feel like we should be looking at the other team's faces. They should be the ones with the stern looks on their face. I doubt 3D Max in their bedrooms at home are so serious with the way that this is going. I imagine there's a fair few smiles, but either way, we are back in. We got Hitmouse on that AWP once again. Utility still lacking a bit, but at least it's a buy. Seen a couple of rounds in a row now with just pistols from them. T's be throwing in quite a few Molotovs here just to clear out the angles. The flashbang leaves MDS completely blind. He will take one, but very quickly traded out. The T's not wasting any time, and the fact is there's no utility left again. It's just going to have to be firepower. Actually, for either side, Lucky with a singular flashbang, and they have ground to a halt as Hitmouse gets himself a couple of kills fast with one of his own, and now Maka has to show his AWPing prowess. It may be the first gun round won by Nemiga here. Maka, well, not going to connect anything, so it will be 9-5. And actually, in all honesty, a 9-6 half, considering the way that this has actually been played, I think Nemiga may actually just have to take that. Bear in mind, of course, they did win the pistol. They won a forced buy round with CZs. As said, that is the first rifle round they've actually won. And while you can bear that in mind when looking at the amount of money that 3D Max currently have, this is the last round of the half, and they're still sat with 8,000 on a lot of players, 11,000 on Jax. It's not like they were ever running into trouble, even if there was another 3 or 4 rounds. So definitely in a decent position here. CT side going to go for some aggression over towards the B site, while pop controller's already been lost. And you have to be careful when rounding this corner. Roman trying to use the smoke to his advantage. See if it actually works out that way. If he goes round the corner, he is dead for sure. And actually, Jax will have heard him drop. A chance of the timing may just catch him. Does actually escape, but Robo gets the brunt of that. He's the one to leave earlier on, and it's his teammate trying to take the fight. And that was almost suicidal for Roman. Trying to find a return before a player even died. Instead, he's now had to split the defense, and you can see the risks that are being taken now by the CTs. They're going to try and come in on a flank. They do have all the info. MDS has actually managed to drop the bomb, and somehow this is into a 3 versus 3. It looked almost dead to rights. Another one for MDS. He's going huge in this round as he finds 3. Now Mac has left in a 1v2 once again. Still with an opportunity, but Hitmouse is going to get the timing, and somehow Nemiga managed to come away with that round. I'm not really sure how, but it does end up working out for them. 9-6. All in all, not that bad, considering when you actually look at the way the rounds have gone. 6 in a row, then 1, and then 3 straight back. But yeah, fact is, it's still not over. When you consider that, and if Nemiga wins the next pistol, they'll be level pegging. I think they're very lucky to be in that scenario, and it really does show the sort of power of the pistols. Of course, going on to the T side, still a chance that Nemiga could turn this around, but even individually, we're going to need to see a step up. MDS has been performing, and we saw it there. He actually has won them a couple of rounds. Roman, some of the things that I've seen him do in this game have been atrocious. I think he may be in some sort of tilt mode, like the last round, just taking a peek versus players holding the angle, the round on the ladder where somebody runs up a ladder and he still can't get the kill when he's holding the angle. That's not something that he wants to see reflected in his gameplay. So hopefully we'll have a step up from him. He is going to be one of the utility players in this round. David P with a smoke and a kit. Not the Jilbrez in a kit, so he's obviously wrong. That is the best play. We saw it proven yesterday with a quad kill. I think that was... Who was that? I can't actually remember who it was. But it was amazing. And while lucky, he's just going to ruin Roman. He doesn't last long at all, especially considering, again, he was the utility player. So taking that fight so early on definitely has some questions with it. T's in the meantime going to try and push on towards the site. The Molotov has forced Lucky out, but he's still going to get himself 2 kills. And it seems like Fast a little bit late, but it doesn't seem to matter. They found 2 kills. Jax trying to hide in the smoke has been spotted as well, but he will be able to spin around. And that CZ just so powerful as he rips off 2 heads. 10 and 6, 3D Max. They do take themselves the second pistol, and I'm not going to be surprised to see Nemiga throw in a force. Again, I think it was yesterday as well, Nemiga, very slow to start. We saw them play versus 4s, and yeah, it wasn't the first map. I think it was like, what, 16-6, 16-7? But then on the second map, they showed up as well, and then the third, much closer. And then 3D Max, sort of a different story, very close first map, and then the second, well, not so much. Either way. CT side, very heavy in SMGs, and with how powerful these pistols are, you have to wonder if that is a risk worth taking. Everybody in that sort of upper B spot for the T side, and not much defense actually on the B side. Just one man holding back. There's going to be lucky with the rifles, so still a chance. And the MP9s in full force here. I'm a big fan of the SMG, and it allows for a lot of utility, and that nade should do a decent amount of damage, but doesn't manage to find anything in terms of kills, and this is where those pistols can get up close. They can be more and more deadly. Maka jumping up. He's been heard, but will go down. It seems like so far in this retake, it's going quite well. A sketchy battle. David P. Oh, if he gets this kill, I think it should be done. Yeah, Hitmouse can't really do anything. And although look close, that's more of the retake style we expect to see on this B site. However, it worked in their favor in the end, those SMGs, because they were playing such sort of close battles over towards that B site. But I do like the way that this map has changed. It used to be the case where the only real strategy for defending that bomb was just going into the sort of upper halls and then trying to just like bounce a Molotov off the door. The amount of times that I saw teams attempt to do that, and then people just went, what if we buy a smoke and just hold on to it? That strategy just was null and void for the rest of it. And people adapted. We saw, as I said, lots of Molotovs going into the connector. Even in pistol rounds, you see it. Definitely makes the B site much more interesting than it was before. Either way. Bit of utility invested into here. A couple of flashbangs, a smoke. Even some Kevlar onto fast. DS though, well, not long for this world. MP7 up close, still pretty deadly. And well, I don't think it really matters where the T's go in this round. The best case scenario is a bomb plant. Chances of them winning are so slim, and well, with the amount of utility that's still there for this CT side, bomb actually is going to get planted. That's more than a success in my eyes. Okay, for 3D Max, it's not like this is damaging at all. The T's will get a better buy, but 3D Max also keep every single player alive and can go for a bonus round in the next. So it's not like they're going to be too unhappy about the way that has gone. David P actually going to go straight for an AWP, so not such a heavy bonus round. I actually quite like to see just the full SMG play, just go for something reckless and try and be super aggressive. I don't think it will matter too much because Maka can buy an AWP. We can still see Jinx actually like drop in the next round anyway, so it will still be a 4x for 3D Max no matter what, but it does allow him to be a little bit more audacious with that AWP, and by the looks of things, they are going to play a little bit more risky. They're going to send both of those SMGs aggressive to upper B, the AWP there with them, but the T's have gone very quickly towards the A site, and that could be the bane in their side, the thorn that catches out 3D Max, because this is going to be a very difficult position to fight from already. They've lost a couple of players, and I wonder if just saving the AWP and the rifle may be the best decision here. I don't think they're going to want to allow Nemiga to get away with all of these rifles, like have all 5 players surviving. That's a great way for the T side to sort of start, but at the same time, they're much more likely to want to keep things themselves. David P using his primary weapon of the CZ. He's got that AWP on his back just in case he needs the range. Well, the T's, they're not going to risk any more players. I think they know at this point how important their economy is to them. They do not want to be getting reset because, well, in the sort of scenarios that are coming up, if they get reset, then they force one. You're looking at 13, 14 rounds, then they get a buy for OT. That's not a position you want to be in. You want to have enough money built up that if you do lose a round, which is normally inevitable, unless you're just going to streak things all the way to the end, which I can't say I believe they're going to do. They're going to want to have enough that they can buy in. But, well, thanks to the AWP save, we get 2 of them. Maka has purchased up another. This time the T's going far more aggressive over towards that B site, and they have spotted Jax early on, one of the stars of the first half. Actually, they've baited out a lot of utility very early, but the fact is they've lost a man. Robo falls to that David P AWP. Maka still on the other side of the map, and I don't think Hitmouse was expecting a secondary. Naturally, well, Fast wasn't expecting anything at all. He's down and out, and it's looking like 3D Max are going to return very quickly. There's only 2 players remain. MDS, who has been the best player for Nemiga so far, and Roman, who unfortunately has been the worst. Haven't seen anything from him just yet. Well, these are sort of such tricky scenarios. Barely any damage done. Smoke going to be thrown out. Maybe just to give a little bit of space to Roman. We'll get it. Sneaking through, but he's been spotted by Jinx. Same in return. Actually, that will net an opening kill. Maka actually does miss a shot. And a second as well, although actually he may have hit... No, he doesn't hit Roman there. I thought he might have done, but... You would have hoped it did a little bit more damage than that. MDS. Last one left, just trying to make things costly, but unfortunately, not going to be possible. 13-7. CT side definitely in the driver's seat at this point, and money not the best. Yeah, Roman definitely not having a good day. Yeah, I think that says it all. I've done a little bit better in the second half, but not anything to... Well, not anything worth pointing out. I think that's the best way to put it. Either way, pistols mostly, couple of MAC-10s for the players with a bit more cash, and, well, it can make them a bit more cash. Quicker play, looking like it's going straight towards his B side. Lucky just about gets around the corner and will take one for his troubles. A second as well. He's been pretty good with this AWP so far in the tournament, but Robo will take him down and retrieve one of his own. The fact is the flank from Jinx was very quick. Robo still going strong, manages a second, but now he needs all 5. He's got 3 of them and actually has the bomb, and he's going to look to try and reset this scenario. Falling back. Not going to be looking at the right angle. They know exactly where he is. They know what weapon he has as well. That's why the smoke's going to go down, but it's not impossible for Robo. This would be an incredible round for him to win, and one that I think the rest of his players will have to give him full props for. David P going to get very close indeed to this smoke. The question is, oh, it does fade a little bit. Robo's not going to be able to hit the shot. And there is actually Maka waiting in the backlines. It's quite clever. The only thing is it still gives the opportunity for Robo to have 2 1v1s. So it definitely is possible. 35 seconds left on the clock, so he's not in too much of a rush. I don't know if he spotted a pixel of David P there, but he may get the drop on him. I think he has. That's a 4th kill now. He doesn't know where the last man is, but he's actually going to plant it in quite a clever position. An open plant. He can get back all the way on towards the site. Maka just trying to save his team now, which, well, the ace is possible. Robo's not low on HP, so he has to hit the shot, and Robo's going to get all 5. What a round to come out from Robo. A clutch that never should have happened, and 3D Max are going to be absolutely kicking themselves after that one. Nemiga, you sort of have to hope they're going to rise off of the back of that. We do have the statistics for the odds of the pistol round for map 2. I'm actually quite surprised that Nemiga have got it. It is, I suppose, first pistol round. It really, I think it just is, for these teams, it's just who gets CT side. Either way, enough money that 3D Max can actually buy back into this one. Some limitations. Jack's going to be playing with an MP9, but in a passive enough spot. David P hoping to find someone on the timing, but the Molotov does its job. Forces him off the angle and, well, can't really do too much. Otherwise he would have burnt to a crisp. Molotov going to go out and will force Jax out of there. So, of course, opportunity for Nemiga to get back into the game, and that flashbang leaves Jinx completely blind. He's got to be careful. There's no one around the pot dog area. Roman, okay, just about gets away with that one. Somehow this has now become a 3-man advantage. Lucky, well, not so much as Fast takes him down, and something has just clicked with Nemiga in this round. Every single duel going their way, one by one. A team ace followed the ace from the previous. Hey, FX, Val. Yeah, I am back. Actually, in the studio this time as well, so there will be a camera on me for a few seconds with every map, which I'm not looking forward to. I've got my best Panda t-shirt on, which I hope you're looking forward to. Although I think there is still a delay, unfortunately, so I can't respond to a lot of the stuff that's being said, but maybe we'll sort that out over the next few days. Oh, 3D Max. I'm going to go for the stack together. It's pretty, but MDS is just going to enjoy this one. Padding his stats a little bit. The pyramid, or the upside down pyramid, is ruined. And yeah, this is just a farming exercise. Can Jinx get one? He's close. He's very close, but I don't think Hitmouse is going to allow that one, just decides, yeah, you know what, I don't fancy facing anymore, and it will be the flawless round for Nemiga. 13-10. I do think 3D Max will be absolutely kicking themselves if they manage to throw this one away. Almost looking like a similar scenario to, well, sort of the reverse of what happened versus Tempo Storm, where they were so far behind, managed to bring it back to OT. This time they were so far in front. But we do have a buyback for 3D Max. Still quite heavy limitations. Aggression from Maka and David P, and both meet their doom within the first few seconds of this round. The rest of the team are going to have an awful lot to do. And actually, it's going to be a wraparound, or an attempted wraparound. Jax has managed to find one, though. If Jinx can get a kill, this round may not be over just yet. The problem is they're in pretty horrific positions, but they're actually managing to come out on top. A double for Jinx turns this into a 2 versus 2. Roman and MDS are now in quite a tough spot indeed. They've gone from being in a heavily advantageous position to almost an even one. I would say the extra utility that Nemiga have gives them a bit more of an edge. Lucky just going to be waiting around the corner. You'd expect him to win this duel, and he will. Now MDS, one of the stars of this show. I feel like Robo has risen from the first half, but this was the man who was right at the top of the board. Can he now even just do half of what his teammate did? No, he can't. Lucky will double down, defends that bomb with his life, and well, the T's not going to have any trouble buying back, that's for sure. The flawless round that came in not too long ago is going to make things nice and easy for them. I think it may even be 2. And they are going to have a pause called. Of course, they should be buying pretty much till either they bring things back or their demise. Not really any time for Nemiga to save anymore. And, well, no reason to. The only team that may have to save is actually 3D Max. They don't have a whole lot of money left. Of course, this round, no doubt they'll be buying, but it's more going to be the next round scenario. Lucky and Jack still right at the top of the board, although MDS has trumped them slightly. 23 and 18. Roman has stepped up a little bit, and they're definitely going to need him if they are going to drag this back. Still 4 rounds behind. But they do have a chance to reset the economy, and there's already some limitations. Jinx with a UMP. Lucky actually going to miss that opening shot. MDS finds the first and almost the second. It doesn't matter because Robo's there to help him out. Now, well, look at the CT side. They're all in. Every single player over towards this B site. It's a retake on a site that, well, has been taken, but they haven't planted. The bomb's still all the way back, and, well, this could work out. As Robo's still just executing players. He's been activated, that's for sure. They've rebuilt him. Will be tagged low. In the meantime, though, the A site has completely fallen. David P will be able to drop one, and that's the one thing. With him solo fighting, it does give away back in. Jax well positioned, but he can't quite get the kill. And David P, well, the chances are slim, but he does have a chance. I don't think he knows where the bomb's planted, though. He's trying to retake the wrong site. Which is obviously going to be a little bit tilting. He may still have time to go for something here, but Roman's position up above should make this impossible. And those few seconds, I think, will prove to be vital. And looking like this is going to be the straight-up reset. Looking like he may just try and sneak in, but Roman is not having that. It will be 14-11 now. And this is what I was talking about. Money, a big, big problem. CT side, I'm going to invest half of their cash. Well, some of them. David P's invested a bit more than half. Looking like they are just going to save a bit of extra money for when it does come down to their buy round, but likelihood is we're going to see a 14-13 scenario unless We see some huge mistakes coming in from Nemiga. They definitely haven't been flawless so far. They are playing this one very slow. I think they know that the economy at this time is on the fritz for the CT side, and in all honesty, they do have a way back into this game now. It was looking dicey at 12-6, but this round at least should be theirs. Although we are seeing some decent control at the moment. Heavy ramp aggression with Jax up close with the CZ. Maka will go down on the A side though, and he was the only defender. Everybody else was trying to be a little bit more aggressive, and because of that, they have been completely isolated from this site. David P. He's been spotted. MDS, he really hasn't been missing today. One of the players who has been performing on Nemiga, that's for sure. Well, jewel by jewel by jewel, it is the rifles coming out on top, which is nice to see in Counter-Strike. It's not so common these days. Lucky. He's going to find himself an AK. But Robo eventually removes it from his hands once again. And now 3D Max, well, maybe they can invest an extra bit of money that they had into a Deagle or something, or maybe a little bit more. It will still leave them a little bit short in some places. Maka not willing to take the risk. Can we get one more HE? I feel like 3 is the magic number. If there's somebody there, they're dead. 2, you have to pretty much have it right on them. You almost have to hit them with it to do enough damage. I suppose it can soften up some of the players for the USBs. Both nades will go in. Roman survives the initial damage, but David P then takes him down. Jinx is going to be able to retrieve that rifle. We've seen some aggression as well from Jax, who's very well placed. That's a rifle into his hands, but not for long. It seems like Robo's always there to trade. A 3v3. Actually, this is getting a bit scary. Jinx will eventually go down. Robo with 4 kills, and they were necessary as well, so they've at least made things costly, but at the same time, you look at the amount of money that Nemiga have at this point, and surely there's no way they can be reset. Unless, of course, the reset is taking them into the next map. Here we go. Buyback in for both teams. Quick push actually out from Robo. And the rest of the team are going to go running straight in towards the B side. The fact is the bomb already on B. I think the CT side might actually just have to try and save here. They've been baited into a sort of A-heavy setup, and the fact is the round, well, I was about to say is over, but if they can get this kill on Robo, they actually have an advantage. The fact is, though, he really is sneaking past them. They should know he's still in the back lines, and he's going to be able to execute David P. And this is a big problem, because even if they do just continue their push like this is a normal retake, there's going to be that thought in the back of the minds that there is a man still behind us that we haven't taken down. There's a few low players, though. Hitmouse is going to find Jinx, and the clock really is ticking down. They don't have a kit either, so I think they're just going to have to fall out of this one. They know that there's a man coming in on the flank, or they should. Never mind, Jax is just going to run him backwards. And Lucky's going to be the only one to actually hold on to anything here. Should be far enough away from the bomb that he won't die, which he is. And Nemiga, as said, I think they're, what, 14-10 down, 12-6 down. They now sit level pegging. And with a huge economy advantage as well. I don't think there's much of a choice for this CT side, but to just play for overtime. We're looking at the stats of the next map pistol round. Obviously, the statistics of the first pistol round of this map should have been fairly heavy in the favor of Nemiga at this point, considering it's already happened. But yeah, we're seeing a very heavy T-side train. Both teams looking much, much stronger on their T-sides. And, well, we're back to the trusty CZs. We've seen these win rounds before. The question is, can they win them again? MDS, I think he's definitely been the man to watch, especially in the first half, but he's definitely been able to follow it over. And Maka, well, he's toast. Actually, he doesn't burn. He gets killed by Roman. He's just stolen that one away. Jinx with some aggression, though, and actually Jax now finds a second. The CZ's proving strong once again, and the one man on B is actually the man with the rifle. Lucky going to be ready and waiting for them. They're even going to rotate the remaining players over. They've got the information available here. This could be a round for the CT side. If Lucky can connect his shots, but he's actually being tagged down. MDS with another kill. Jinx there to trade, and while a couple more go the CT's way, it's 14-14. They even it up. But 3D Max then take themselves the lead once again. And the one thing I will say is, you look at the sort of rounds at the moment, 3D Max have not been able to string rounds together at all. Yeah, Jax really has, in terms of damage. And Robo, well, that was in the first half, so. Here we go, though. Crunch time for Nemiga. They did the hard part. They pulled it back. Question is, are they going to just fizzle out at the end of their map choice? Or are they going to end on a high? Already the CT side have risen to the occasion. 2 quick kills. Robo trades one back, but Jax is still going strong. He wants to be the one ending at the top of that scoreboard, and I think he may do just that. Already on to 28 kills. The only man that I think can top him is on your screen at the moment. Although I think there was one other. I think there were actually 3 players on 27. I may be mistaken. The T's, well, no bomb control. Half the amount of players remaining. Mouse, however, will be able to take down Jax, so may not be done just yet. They know where he is, they know where the bomb is, but they don't know where MDS is. Well, they do now. Throwing out a little bit of utility. Still trying to desperately retrieve that bomb, but all they've got left is an HE, which definitely isn't ideal. CT side not in that much of a better position, but MDS has actually managed to sneak forward quite far. Through the smoke he goes. He still hasn't been spotted, but David P, 6th Sense, will find him the kill, and eventually 3D Max do what they probably should have done quite a while ago, but they find themselves the last couple of rounds. It is going to be 16-14. I'm back on camera. Here's my little panda. I hope you enjoy that. But yeah, we're going to be going off to a break in just a moment. Of course, second map is, I've forgotten. I don't have a laptop here. I'm just using the power of my mind. Inferno, which is the choice of 3D Max. So yeah, we'll be back after the break with map number 2.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.